What's going on? It is Thursday, and let's just jump straight in. Briefly talk about my account at the minute. So I'm on a Top Step 50k combine. I had a 50k challenge, passed it. I lost the funded account. Had a 100k challenge, lost it. 50k challenge, lost it. That was really silly. That one was. And now I'm on this one. It's been I've had 11 trading days. I've had it since the 16th of September, this one. Um, and yeah, I lost day one. Oh, let's go all time. I lost day one, day two, and day three. Day four made that all back. Good risk management. Day five, very small win. Day six, bigger win. And then seven, a small loss. Eight, small loss. Nine, small loss. 10, made most of that back. And then yesterday we won again. So good risk management so far from me. How Top Step works is this is your maximum loss limit. So you can't hit this ever. You lose the account if you do. And it trails up with the most amount your account's been at a day. So I made a new high on my account. You can see 50, 500, 50, 600. So this has moved up now to 48, 600. Before, when I made this high, it moved up to 48, 500. And it stays there even if I lose. That one stays. This is the daily loss limit, which is just $1,000 below. So 2%, this is 4%, 2% from your current account that day. That always fluctuates with your balance day to day. This stays at the point your account has been the highest at, and then it stops at 50k. This one stops at 50k. So once you get to 52k, you can't go below 50, and you gotta get to 53. So simple. I'm currently just over 1% up on the account. 50% win rate across all trades right now. This week so far, I've been a win, no trades and a win, so that's good. News today, there is orange folder at 9:45 and then a red folder at 10. So I will probably most definitely wait for the orange folder anyway, because it's 15 minutes in. And then I did say to my friends in a server I'm in, I said, if an absolute clear as day 10 out of 10 setup in line with my system does come and I'm not questioning anything, I'll take it if it's before 10 a.m. But the likely story is I will be waiting for that red folder news. Jumping into the charts, nice and simple. 4-hour highs and 4-hour lows. This is NQ. 1-hour imbalance, hourly lows, and these lows as well. The next set of lows after these ones. That's our main draws to the downside, and then to the upside, these hourly highs, and that, yeah. So, not really any low resistance 15-minute highs and lows that I'm looking at the minute, other than we've just swept those ones, so I can mark out that and those ones. Same on here, so I can quickly mark out all of these. There we are. A lot more on ES, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. NQ. It's taken out those ones and taken out those ones. So yeah. But to the downside, these 15-minute draws, if these get swept out and there's 1-minute confirmations to go higher, then they're long. But what I'd be ideally waiting for is a higher time frame liquidity sweep. So these hourly lows or these ones on ES, not a third set on ES, but on NQ there is a third set there. So again, these 15-minute lows getting taken after markets open, 1-minute confirmations and confluences, or these high time frame lows, 5-minute move up, 5-minute retrace, long it. You know the drill now. I'm sure if you're new, watch the strategy video. And then to the upside, if price comes up to these hourly highs or this fair value gap or these hourly highs, and then I will be looking for a 5-minute down candle, a 5-minute up candle to confirm the retrace, and then 1-minute confirmations to go short. Nice and simple today. Clear targets. There's been no major sweeps pre-market. The news that came out at 8:30, honestly, it didn't do much at all for 8:30 candle. Right here, it didn't move much compared to how unemployment claims news has moved the market a lot before. So, unusual, maybe because it's bang on forecast, which why it just caused a bit of a stagnant candle. So, we'll see. No data highs or data lows to go off of. Because, yeah, it's just an hourly high. So, it'll be interesting to see what price does when market opens in 5 minutes time. So that is my pre-market analysis. I will see you when I'm done, whether that is a win, a loss, or no trades at all. So peace. What is up, y'all? As you can see, the win continues. This week has been a good week so far. We are on Thursday, so only one more day to go. And quite a big win today because I'll be honest, I did slightly over risk, but I was super confident in the setup anyway. So I would have been happy to risk 1%. I ended up risking 1.2%, and I made about 1.6% today. So yeah, and honestly, for the longest time, price was being hella slow. I was just like with my music on because like I turn my music off when I need to, like when I can tell there's a setup coming. But like while price is just moving towards liquidity, I'm like just like jamming because it helps me not overanalyze as well and then just take a random trade. But anyway, let's jump right into the trade that I took. So price was hella slow for donkeys. And my chart's are a bit of a mess. If you look at my NQ chart, look at this. It is not pretty. But anyway, so you saw in the clip, I marked out these 15-minute lows. Market opened, NQ immediately took those 15-minute lows on this candle. Took those 15-minute lows and broke 1-minute structure to the upside. Right there. But I was not willing to take a long off of this lower time frame just because the hourly highs were literally right there. So if I was to take a long off the 15-minute sweep, the 1-minute break, and this 1-minute imbalance getting filled, TP1's there, like, because that's hourly highs, and then my TP2 will be all the way up there, or somewhere else here. I can't remember where the highs are, but so I didn't fancy taking a long, and plus, while NQ was creating that 1-minute long, which is in line with my strategy, ES hadn't taken out any lows at all yet. ES was just doing this. So as you can see, NQ broke 1-minute structure, 932, and made that imbalance 933, reactivated at 940. 940, ES is here, below market open. So I didn't want to take a long on NQ. But it is in line with my strategy though, that trade, because if the 15-minute low resistance is swept first, we can go straight into the 1-minute and look for executions up to the high time frame or down to the high time frame. So it is in line with my system, but I just didn't want to take it because ES was not showing the same thing. So by that point, I decided to wait for 9:45 news, which did nothing. It genuinely did nothing. 9:45 news, but you can't even find the candle that was news because they look the same. But it was this one. It did nothing. Like news was not a thing at all. So I was still fine to trade after that news. But there was still no setup coming, and then price just started rocketing. So it did take out these 1 hour highs here on NQ, and then it did give a 5-minute down candle here. So if there was a 5-minute up candle that closed below this high, I would have been open to taking a short. But ES hadn't taken out any hourly highs yet. ES was down here. And then this candle obviously closed above that most recent high after the sweep. So I binned that off. No shorts there for me yet. I was just waiting still. Waiting and waiting and waiting. NQ came up, took out these 1 hour highs, these 4 hour highs, and these 1 hour highs. The SMT is drawn from that one just because it is. Because on ES, you see 11-12 on Wednesday. NQ 11-12 Wednesday. ES swept them out here, but NQ didn't. So my SMT was from these highs on ES, 16-18 on Wednesday, 4 and 6 p.m. And then 4 and 6 p.m. on NQ. NQ took them out and made a 5-minute high right there, which closed at 10:15. ES 10:15, this one closed, and it was not above those 4-6 p.m. highs. And it was also equal highs with these ones. As you can see in the top here, this high is 5770. This high is 5770. So that is important to keep in mind. It hadn't swept out anything. It was, in fact, equal highs. But I'll get into why I took the ES trade, not the NQ trade, in a minute. But so 10-12, ES inversed a fair value gap. NQ at 10-12, you can't see it because there's that many lines. There we go. Bring it to the front. 10-12 broke 1 minute structure. Awesome. Then 10-15 happened and this 5-minute down candle closed. Awesome. That makes the SMT at 10:15. Then what am I waiting for? I'm just waiting for a 5-minute retrace candle. So because market was moving quick, I preemptively drew an equilibrium from this high to this low on both. And then I was waiting for this candle to close bullish to actually make the low. But I had this drawn anyway, just because market was moving so quick at this point. Additionally, that 5-minute down candle closed. It made the SMT and it also inversed a 5-minute fair value gap. As you can see here, 5-minute fair value gap inversed. Awesome. 5-minute confluence as well. Same on ES, 5-minute inverse fair value gap. Awesome, 5-minute confluence. So then what am I looking for? Well, that 5-minute retrace. But as that's happening, I'm charting my confluences because market is moving so quick. So this 1-minute imbalance here is obviously in line with this ginormous 1-minute imbalance here from that death candle. So that's a BPR. Price comes in. ES fills the BPR completely and gives reactions out. The 5-minute up candle hadn't closed yet. NQ as well. I can get rid of that imbalance now. That's the hourly highs that were swept out. 1-minute imbalance in line with this 1-minute imbalance with this overlapping darker grey area. It doesn't actually look darker. Oh, it is. And NQ wicked that and then came out as well. But again, the 5-minute hadn't closed. This 5-minute candle closes at 10:20. This was at 10:18. So I was still waiting. I didn't take an entry until that 5-minute candle closed because must be patient. But I had equilibrium drew on, and then NQ started really coming down, and literally 6 seconds before this candle closed, it was black. So I was looking at ES because this one was still very much a bullish candle. This one was literally looking like it was going to be a doji. It did end up in the last second, end up closing bullish. So that an NQ trade was also still valid. At 10:20, I can start looking for a 1-minute trade. The 10:19 candle, so this candle is when the 1-minute and the 5-minute closes at 10:20, closed out of equilibrium and inversed this imbalance. So I could have entered there on either index. I had my stop at the open of the first 3 candles, so that right there. Take profit 1 on NQ is tricky because the top of the 5-minute imbalance from market open is right there, 1.06. The midpoint, 1.3, and the bottom has just been hit now. And it did come all the way back to break even again. So whether you did have partials and have your stock break even, you would have been stopped out, which is that is brazy. But I was in my head, I could tell it wasn't going to be a good RR because of this 5-minute imbalance. ES was a much different story. There was no 5-minute imbalance on the open. There was this one here, but it was rather small. Well, this is my 1-minute one that I've still got marked out. That is pretty much the 5-minute imbalance. So I just draw that on properly. There we go, 5-minute imbalance. And like I wouldn't have had my TP there. So I had my TP at the 15-minute lows that ES swept out right before pre-market. I could have had them there because they are, in fact, hourly lows now. I always forget that at 10 a.m. the 9 a.m. candle closes and it could be making an hourly high or an hourly low. I always do forget that. So I could have had my TP at those lows for 3 more ticks of profit, but I didn't. I just had it there just to be safe. Stop. Sorry, I haven't covered the ES trade yet. So same thing. Price was moving up, and then before the 5-minute had closed up, it was had come into this BPR. So that was my confluence, you can say. But I was just waiting for that 5-minute to close. It closed at 10:20. So the 10:19 candle closes at 10:20, which is right here. That inversed the imbalance, and it didn't close out of equilibrium, but it closed out of equilibrium and then it moved back up again. Like when you watch price live, candles tend to like jump back at the last second. So I entered as soon as the 10:25-minute candle closed. This one closed better bullish, and I already had my 1-minute confirmation, so I just entered right there. And then if we look at the orders, as you can see, literally 10 or 15:20 because it's my time, but 10:20:01 I entered as soon as that 5-minute closed, and then we were filled 3 minutes and 33 seconds later at our TP, which was those 15-minute lows that price had just swept there. So nice and simple. Yeah, I could have had extended take profits. I could have had it there. I could have had it there. I could have had it there. But the thing is, this was such a big candle down, and my take profit was set there. Part of me, I'll be honest, part of me really wanted to move my take profit. Really wanted to move it just further down. But when I entered the trade, this is where I set it. That's where I set my stop. So I just left it. Part of me really, really wanted to extend those take profits, and I'm so happy I didn't. I don't care if it would have worked. I don't care if I could have made my money, even if I had it at that third line, which is just more 15-minute low resistance lows. I could have had it there and won the trade 7 minutes later. It wouldn't have mattered, and it didn't even come close to my break even yet, and I could have made more money. But it doesn't even matter at all. I'm not fussed one single bit about that. That is my trade for the day. I risked 1.275% because my stop was quite big. 51 ticks on ES, 1 contract. That is a lot of money. But I was super confident in the setup. It was moving really well, really smooth price action. So I'm happy with the risk. We made 1.6%, as you can see. Account summary, $808. And yeah, that's my trade recap for the day. Super awesome. Super awesome. 1 second. Sorry about that. That was my trade recap for the day. Super clean price action. Just had to be patient while all of this was happening. This was like nearly an hour of just price was not giving anything except moving up. And then we finally got the price action we look for to take a trade. Nice and perfect price action for me today. I would thank you trade. Would have been a bit safer, to be honest, but I'm glad I took the ES trade. And the NQ did make the SMT, but ES was giving the better opportunities, and I could visualize it had better take profit points, and this trade was done in 3 minutes, and that's what I like. In and out as quick as you can. Account sitting at 51,429.7, which is like 2.8, 2.9%, so halfway there now pretty much. So I'm pleased with the day, pleased with it all. And that being said, I'll wrap this one up now. I will catch you all tomorrow. Peace.